Thank you for giving me the will and the persistence here to just keep moving forward and trust that you'll make sure that all things are, there'll be a just measure poured out. So Lake County, I've got more evidence. I think I have more evidence here, and this is my same case here. So this is evidence that Tom Rourke is a criminal. The judge is involved. I can't get, my case is involving this. This is this lady who was involved with my, my car being stolen. Hey. I'm trying to get up over there for the first time. Kitty's up, going up over the caves there for the first time. They're getting kind of this big. I showed them on there. So anyways, more checkmate now. I don't know if you want me to go through this. Lake County, this is all Angela, Tom, this is Christy, and all the white vehicle. Why didn't you arrested her for my vehicle, but you didn't arrest her for the one that Angela said to me that was the cleaning ladies. I'm going to go over all this again. Just call me. You didn't call me. No, I got a ton more evidence against you. The judge, the sheriff. This is the same case about the murder. How many times I got to say it? Remember the live stream? I reported murder to you. So I don't want to go over this, guys, but I have to. It's all about evidence. Angela, why are they prosecuting for Angela? And I'm reporting that Angela stole all my stuff, but they're going to prosecute the cleaning lady who stole my car. But the cleaning lady told, I remember Angela, the owner who stole all the property from me. I bought 2 estates from her. I even had the real estate, the cleaning lady, tons of witnesses. You guys got to stop, man. They watch these streams, guys. I don't understand. I made hundreds of phone calls now for years. They won't do anything. This case is years old, but this ain't going away now. So I have the judge. I have Tom asking and requesting warrants. I have Christy too as witness that day she was there. She was the cleaning lady, guys. This is going to be bad for Lake County. And you know, I didn't want to, I had this for a minute, but this is all the evidence of the goings on that they won't do anything for me. Nothing. I'm being ripped off, stolen, requesting, telling them, reporting murder to them. All just like I'm silenced. Everything I say, it's like it doesn't even matter. Even I have evidence and witnesses, and doesn't matter. They'll go after innocent people. The cleaning lady, Angela, the lady I bought the 2 estates from that I originally was doing a favor. Let's go back in history. Drive by at a garage sale, an estate sale, way out here in the middle of the desert, in this desert town that I live in. Talk to the owner, what I thought. I didn't know it was a lady. And I thought it was her husband, because the way they were hanging on each other, it's kind of scary, guys, because I have a witness too. They were acting like they were husband and wife, but they ended up being brother and sister. Yeah, and they think they were, I don't know, guys. I don't want to. Anyways, checkmate, Lane County. Stand down and take this arrest warrant off my son. This is day 10. I've had him here. You have issued a warrant for his arrest, and you know he's right here. And I've been calling you. Now I have my attorney involved. Please save me the money, because once I do this too, I've already told you, I've reported murder, and you ended up, I find it out. That lady don't even want to come back and get her stuff. She's so afraid of you guys up here. She don't even want to come back to this state. And here I am right in the county where they freaking this Tom, I believe, guys, more dead people out here. I mean, how much more does this going to have to go before this? They say they called my son. They've never called me. I've placed hundreds of phone calls because he's the one they have the arrest warrant. Well, come on out. We got to see your body. You know, you do something for us, we'll do something for you. Got the state of Oregon driving on my property. You drove on my property, state of Oregon. What the hell? I could have, you know. You didn't even stop and see if anybody was okay. You didn't even remember me. I'm there. I'm old and I'm live streaming you. I have you on live stream too, state of Oregon. What the hell is going on here, guys? it's like I'm being like, I mean, like, am I alive? Is this just some kind of somebody pinched me? I mean, I have a son that's here that I'm protecting from going to prison for 5 years because they don't want to recognize the original release from the county from Lake County into Lane. He had to do all his stuff. There's too much. This is more evidence, Lake County. I don't care if you're cops. I'm going after all you guys. See, I originally, remember Tony Carson, the sex offender, right? The rapist, he was a rapist, high on methamphetamines that you ran through Lilly. Guys, I've called all these people. I've recalled for the elected sheriff who's totally aware of this case. And the judges too, guys. This is going to involve the judges because they're signing off on these warrants out here. An innocent lady was put in jail. We know, everybody, there's so many people. There's so many stories out here. So this is record of Angela's car, her wanting Christy arrested, the cleaning lady, when Angela specifically, and I spoke with Christy because the cleaning lady, she told me that I tried to get the car I tried to buy all of it. I did. I bought everything but the white car and everything that was inside. 2 houses. I mean, this is so many witnesses. I had the real estate company involved. You guys, this is criminal. Tom is covering up. Tom allowed this lady's stuff to be stolen, never let this lady come back to her house after watching her mom for 5 years. Then her mom died and her sister stole everything from me. I bought it as a missing persons estate. Everything was all there. I thought her sister killed her. That's why I was screaming murder. Well, come to find out, I went to the police station going, hold on with this stuff. I found my stuff, Tom. She moved it. It's over here. It's right here. I'd like for you to go get it. Tom, Rorick, you criminal sheriff, and all you Michael Taylor I've tried to bring his attention to the criminality going on, but he, for over a year, and I have all the evidence, guys. It's like they don't want to listen to it, but I'm risking death every day out here, just so you guys know. I really need some help out here now. I'm literally barricading myself in here from the police, and I'm afraid for my life now. I really am starting to worry because I don't know what they're planning. I know. Oh, wait, hold on. They called the real estate company. Their resources it's like they don't even hear me. They're not even doing it, even though I have all the evidence. I have an attorney, guys, but I'm really trying to save myself. I don't have to I'm going to have to sell my land, and I will sell everything I own to defend my son's, right here. I know I can summons a call to Lake County Probation saying I'm calling because the attorney wanted me to make sure that, I can't, he's with probation. No, he's a criminal attorney, but there's probation things that he gave me some instruction. And then he was going to help. Like I said, the county my son was going into is that county. That's why I kind of called. He's the attorney I have, and then he's transferring to that county. Well, guys, my son was wanting to transfer this county because I know I'm all over the place, guys. But look, guys, this is all for years. It's all related. This is because I've exposed the probation company because this rapist and Lily, Frank and Tom Rorick, who missing dead cops, guys, out here. This is crazy. There's so much. I can't even believe that I'm alive today. I'm serious. And my son, I'm afraid, not like that. I mean, I'm not. It's just, they're unpredictable. They do whatever. They'll arrest whoever they want. I truly need the feds out here now. I do. It's getting that. It is what it is. So, all right, Lake County, checkmate. I'll just stay here under the armor of God, knowing I got evidence. And if you kill me, all this evidence was documented now for hundreds of hours, and people all around the world. Lake County, they've been calling your office, and I'm sure you've had hundreds of calls now to the non-emergency line, maybe 50, 60, 100, I know, and you're just ignoring me. I called Lake County to make sure my son left probation. And yeah, all his hours are completed. No, I need to check and make sure it's 0. They're going to call, and this is going to be a federal case, guys, because the problem with the case with my son is they're able to play with the numbers because nothing's digital. It's caveman, Stone Age, probation is what it is. It's Neanderthal probation. They're sit down, be quiet, I'll bonk you over the head. No, it's like they bark at them like they're dogs if they're on pro. It's good boy, sit, lay down, come, sit up. Oh, good boy, down, stay. I mean, they talk to them like they're dogs. Yeah, I'll be clearing house over there too, David. I have to do this because this is God. This is bigger than Elijah John Werner, and this is bigger than Tracy John Werner. It is that. It's the fact that I have now thousands of hours involved. You know, probably, I don't know, by the time, because I've been trying at this for years. This is years old. This case is years old, and then I'm reporting murder, and there's more dead cops or more possible murder. The lady that wasn't murdered, guys, I found her. After all, and she said she had talked to Tom. What? I was telling her on the guys, I have the live stream, remember? I reported murder to you, Tom. I watch your live stream. We're watching your live streams, Tracy. Just like they called my son and said, well, your dad's out there and, you know, he's got you and he's saying he's kidnapping you. And yeah, I called Lane County and said, well, I got to let out my little baby kitty. Oh, come on, little mama girl. I'll let you boys out. You guys want to go back out there too? I know Dad's going to get a little loud in here. I got to do this. I don't want to do this. Come on, good pants. Come on, good pants. Go watch your boy. Guys, these dogs have spent no time with me. These dogs have spent no time with they have no concern for me right now. And I'm their dad. I'm their everything. They're over there watching the boy. I never had to tell them since then. And watching Adriana. That's what I'm more afraid of too, guys, than anything. I mean, she hasn't done anything and she can't do anything. She's just stuck in the middle of all this, lost her job, and they're going to have to be accountable for this too, because she was there with Elijah. They're saying Elijah has all these missing hours and stuff. You guys, if they ping his phone, just like back here, that's what I'm saying, using the tech will expose the evidence. And I have a lot of written and phone calls and, tech, please, guys, start making this known. You guys got to tell me you're watching and make sure you guys are keeping an eye on me. Please, guys, you got to know that I'm really, I don't want to go into witness protection because I don't want to be separated from my son. But this needs the feds now, guys. I mean, come on. You got to be foolish to think this can keep getting swept under the rug. So this is all the documentation of here's the car, here's the purchase of the car. You guys, they prosecuted the cleaning lady who sold Angela's car by and I have multiple, because there was somebody helped me clean that day, all those things out, that car, the guy even wanted the car too. He was interested. I said, no, it was the cleaning ladies. It's not for sale. It is the ladies inside. She got a freezer inside, and this all covers this. She went after the cleaning lady for the car that she told me that it was part of the payment for the cleaning lady, the job. She was cleaning out the house. She was there. There's so many, the real estate lady, there's so many witnesses they want to ignore. I had a car stolen too. I bought the car and the 2 estates. Christy did all the cleaning out. I think there was a couple other items, but she'd mentioned that there were a couple items in the house that were the cleaning ladies, and the car was hers. So I left it alone. The guy that was there with me, he kept kind of like, it's cleaning ladies. She bought it, because I was negotiating. Bought this first estate, showed up there on an estate sale. Dead sisters. Oh, missing sisters. No, got stolen. Would never let her come back. Tom didn't let her come back on the property. Her sister, who stole everything from me, stole everything from her sister. And she don't even want to come back into this town and get her stuff. She's afraid. You guys, I have all the evidence here that these judges are signing warrants to have Christy arrested, yet I'm involved the whole time going, hey, my stuff, my car, Angela stole my stuff, and she's putting this lady in fucking jail? Are you out of your mind? This lady's innocent. And her husband, they ended up keeping that car. She bought it. She had to buy that car, even work for it, and then bought it outright from, I'll drop charges if she buys the car. Christy bought the car back. It's all here, Lake County. You're fucked, and I'm sorry about my mouth. I've been so loose-lipped David, please testify. I don't talk like this, man. I'm stressed. I'm pinned in here. I can't leave, and I know I'm not going to let my son get penetrated by some man in his rear end because he can't keep his genitals to himself. You know, let him go to prison. No way, not a chance. When I have stacks, all these people got to go, guys. It's getting very volatile out here. For me, I'm not saying, I've been streaming all the evidence they can. They're never going to get away for this, guys. They can't. It will. They can't erase the live streams. It's going to go down. Even if they kill me, kill my son, come in the middle of the night or something, do something stupid. It's all been documented. All the evidence is there. They're never going to be able to run away. That's why I'm doing this. Okay. So there's judges signing warrants for Christie's arrest. Tom requesting it. And the whole time I'm telling Tom, that's my stuff. There's a dead lady. He's involved. And this is all, they were going to put Christie in jail and her husband and the lady who she sold the car to. She ended up getting the car because that was part of the deal. Why would she leave with the car, guys? I know that. That's what was the deal. I told multiple people that. It was discussed that day. I couldn't buy it. It was the cleaning ladies in the freezer. There was some stuff inside. I think it was like a washer or something. I don't know. I can't remember. I didn't go inside that building because everything was already brought out. And then there was a big barn out there that had a bunch of stuff. There was stuff outside. And I bought that. Couldn't buy the car. But found out, hey, what's that building next door? Well, that was my sister. She went missing. Nuh-uh. Chris, that's her sister, was never allowed to come back on the property. Tom facilitated it, guys. There's so much. I need help, guys. I really do. I don't mean to be desperate. This is getting, that's why I keep live streaming now. I mean, we're in danger out here. These are very people known for just coming out. The farmers out here do it too. They're very rich and heavy-handed as well. You heard me with the real estate. That's why I keep document the real estate company that I bought this property from. The owner, been out, 10 years buying and selling real estate. You heard him say that people are afraid of these people. They're scared. Tina was arrested. She found $4,500 in a bag, clear bag. She was on video. She didn't know. And she just picked it up and went, oh crap. I don't want to give it to the owners and I don't know what to do. I definitely want to give these crooked cops. So she put it in her bank to have accountability and put it in a separate account. Well, they went back and watched the video. She said, yeah, I got the money and gave it back to them. 6 months later, they put her in jail. Is that the same judge that signed off on these? Guys, it's bad out here, guys. Please help me clear these people so I don't have to leave this town. I love this town, guys. There are some good people in this town here. They're keep parking. After that day, the incident, look back at trying to get Adriana a shower and something normalcy. You guys, look what happened. And then they sit at the end of the driveway. At the end of the driveway. I'm in a cabin, and if you come in here with shade, you're an asshole. You know that? You're just in a hut. Yeah, I'm in a hut. Oh, get out of here, man. Talking about being pinned down by the police. This guy's talking about being in a hut. People are so filthy. I need help, guys. If you can help me, stay in here. If not, you can go on somewhere else. I need people to get in and call Lake County right now. I mean, it's the weekend, so I guess they probably won't do it. I don't know, man. These are vulnerable. They do whatever they want. Maybe to the farmers that come by. Remember somebody said in the comments, Oregon State Police sniper, something about that. Was that one of them that's in here? Table Rock's right there, guys. And I think God is the only thing that's keeping me alive out here and my son. I have the evidence to show that they arrested, or warrants were issued for Christie, and I was screaming, hey, the stuff is right here. The lady's dead. It's the missing lady. I found her. I think she's in the back of the property. They told me don't go back there multiple times. They go to my guy that had help. Don't go back there. What's going on? What's back there? I never went back there. They ended up back there. Christie is witness. She'll testify. Guarantee this sucks, guys. These people should have been taken care of on this. They should have. Why is Sheriff Michael Taylor never called me on this incident? Sheriff Michael Taylor is aware of this. I 100%, I know he is aware of this, guys. That Sheriff Michael Taylor is aware of this case. My vehicle, technically, Christie stole Angela's vehicle, the lady who stole my estate from the lady who I bought, who wasn't missing, guys, and wasn't dead, but didn't want to come back and was so scared that I found her stuff she won't even come back and get it. She was beside herself when I made a mental inventory and went out to the house with the owner and, well, the lady who was the estate who stole my, and then had this lady put in jail. Angela calls and can get anything. She can get people prosecuted, get Tom in action, get the judge signing warrants, and in the same case, guys, same case, same property, same stuff, same things, my stuff that I bought, I have witness to. She can move around and they can charge Christy and her husband and the lady who bought the fucking car. Brought it back. Christy brought it back the next day. Said, hey, this is part of the deal or whatever. And it's like, I want her arrested. Unless she buys it from me, I'll drop charges. They got warrants. Christy ended up buying it, guys. The car. Even though she was worked for it was part of her pay. She requested to get the car and the title. Angela ended up donating it to the fire department, the police department. She didn't even get her car she paid for. Donated the car. Oh, I won't charge you. You got to pay, but then donates the car? What the hell is that? That alone should get the feds out here, guys. That alone should get the feds out here, guys. I'm in danger. These people are known for killing their own partners, Tom. Yeah, there's 2 cops out here, guys, that went missing. These people, if we'll get the new, I got to do it. I bought land here, guys. I don't want to sell my land. If you guys can help, I will sell my land. I'll do anything it takes to get my son to not go to prison. Not like that. The evidence. I'll do anything it takes. It's the evidence. And I mean, go keep pressing this issue with the evidence. Look at the freaking evidence. I've been peaceful out here, just requesting one call. I called the heads of all of this for years now, guys, and not one person's called me back. You're crazy for staying in that town. My son doesn't like me living here, and now he's here. I ain't tripping right now, David. I got bigger fish to fry, bud. My son has been made to do double his probation. That's how I'm holding him hostage against his will. He want to turn himself in. No, I don't hear surrender, buddy. Not to a system that's going to let you get ass raped by a man who can't keep his dick to himself over something I can prove and been screaming for years. You guys, judges were signing off on the same case that I was screaming that a woman was murdered. Knowing that the sheriff had facilitated that, that's why I never got my stuff back. I figured this out. It's taken years, guys. I've been heavily involved. I have multiple witnesses. This paperwork right here, this is why I'm trying to plead to them, because they say they're watching this. After the other day where they, go look, illegal warrant, and then they're sitting at the end of the driveway. Are you watching that? You guys are right there. He's flashing his lights because he got on his computer in R, guys. I'm being stalked by police who are criminal. Known criminals. You heard that they're heavy-handed and the people are afraid of them out here. I'm not, guys. I know that God will protect me. And if I die at the hands and they put holes in me because, they put holes in Christ Jesus. And he went against the law. That's what he did. He went against their law, and they have perverted this. They've wrongfully kidnapped my son. I told them to look at the evidence, and I know that my son was on supervised felony probation for a property crime with a rapist. They have more. This is the poorest county. I figured it out, guys. The problem is not Elijah John Werner. The problem is Tracy John Werner, and Elijah's taking it, and now there'll be enough hours. Even if we use tech just to ping his phone, he's in the places he needs to be. Everybody brings their phone with them, guys. Probably at least 300 plus hours. He only is originally supposed to do 160 or 100. They can't even be clear with their numbers, guys. I have something from Cresher Brunswick said Elijah only had 30 hours to do. I showed it now 50 times, and then when my attorney called, they said they had 55. There's no accountability. Everything's a this change, hours go to this. If you're working for 2:30, you need to make it 3 and all this to round up and round this. They don't have any accountability. It's Stone Age probation, and it totally makes the person that is on probation feel like they can't do anything. And some of these people, I want to know how many people that this gets done to. I think this is done all over the United States. I talked to somebody about going digital. He's like, there is some places and they're already attaching fees and stuff to it. So you have to be careful, but there has to be accountability, like a blockchain. But you know what I'm not worried about, brothers and sisters, is I've documented evidence. They can't run from evidence. I've been in law enforcement, in the military. I was a military police, and it's stuff that they can't run from this. This is actual physical evidence that will incriminate all these people. I just need to now get it in front of somebody out of this county. So I might have to be relocated out of this county, but I can't until my son gets off probation. I'm not going anywhere. Nobody will remove me from this property. I'm a man of land and soil. If you want to exercise your right, come in here and violate my 4th Amendment, which is God-given natural right, I will exercise my right. Yes, I will. I've already said that I've never called for any violence. I said I will protect my son, and I have that right, and his wife. You want to throw him in prison for 5 years, and you won't look at any of this evidence. And I've got proof that, there's other people in town, guys. If you come out here and people came out here like one news station, this should be a national news right now, guys. I mean, come on. I've got basically, it's not a holdup. I'm calling it a stand up because there's no violence. I've made that very clear. Nobody's brandishing any guns, or that's not how this works. I said, I'm going to take my son. You issue a warrant for it. You haven't even looked at the evidence that he already did it all. And any hour he does, that's criminal. And they still threw him in jail. And he called me down. What do I do, man? I just went through, my son at halfway through his probation was eligible for early probation because it didn't say anything on he didn't go from this county into that county. Okay, you got to sign up here for community service. Here's your fee. He never did because it was all done back here. This is a clerical error. They're just literally fucking with him because I'm exposing that Lily was making him work more 2 days a week, color guard, and was running the rat rapist out here with Tom Rorick, who people know if you interview that they think he killed his partners, 2 dead cops, I believe, or a dead cop or 2, or somebody got on to Tom. He always hangs out there's brothers, it's not that bad, but it's everywhere you go. There's somebody that has known methamphetamines, and why is Tom always there? See, I've already brought this up. I've already said this, and they say they're watching this. This is incredible. I think God is the only thing. He's shifting this. There's no way this could even be rallying me. I'll have to pinch myself. How could it even have this protection? The state is out here filming me. The sheriffs are out here watching, have me on video. They know all this. It's deeper. Cole Bergman, the harassment that I've had, being called a transgender faggot. By my means, I don't make income. I work for everything I have. In my shack or whatever these people. Honest. Your hands, you need to wash them. Those are calluses, Like my son. Dirty fingernails, grease because he tunes and fixes and is a very well-known people. His work is good, guys, in these tuner cars and modifications and imports. So I just make an honest, and he's been pulled away to do all these other things over again where he could have had even, this is criminal, guys. No, it's not because I'm off grid, because I've held my son hostage. No, because I told the county, if you try to kidnap him again like you did and put him in jail for 3 days illegally, I already told you the evidence is back here. You won't even look at it. I don't care if you issue arrest warrant. I will arrest him before you get to him. You got that? This is evidence, just so you know. It's going to come out. See, you guys, all of it's going to come out. Even if they kill me, I don't want Adriana caught in this, guys. Please, there's a woman who's already lost her job out here who is just caught. What if her husband's gone for 5 years? I'm facilitating that if they take him, she's going to get to at least spend some time with him before I have an attorney, guys. Please, I don't want This is bigger than that. They need to just stand down, and this is still going to happen. It's still going to happen, Lake County. You had long enough. So give Elijah his thing so, this weekend we can just rest out here. And we know there's the rest. I'm a pastor, and I pastor Predestination. This is High Desert Grace and Truth Ministries. I teach the gospel. I am a man of God. I believe it's the only thing that protects me. It's the only thing that's giving Elijah this ability to have this sanctuary here where we can give him protection away from this until we can get the evidence out, guys. But this is years of evidence against these people. This will take out Tom as the sheriff. Sam won't have a job anymore. The district attorney's gone. Michael Taylor, I've requested the elected sheriff to look into this. Tom's possibly dealing meth out of the airport, and people know it out here because they see it. It's a small town. Everybody talks. I never said this before, but I figured out where the meth's going. All those tractors going around out here in circles, these rich people. Yeah, the farmers who sell all their hay to China. The farmers don't like me out here either, guys. They wanted to stranglehold and keep this town to themselves. I said, this town's going to grow just like Lapine, just like Bend, just like it. I don't know this. No, it's not. We're going to keep there's been multi. I sat on the Chamber of Commerce, guys, and told them this, and they hated me. I was told, you're going to get shot, Tracy. So I put a big marker at the end of my driveway that's got like 150 markers that lights up at night. I'm off grid out here, but it looks like you plug it into when you drive by. I'm not afraid to do God's work. He said, who shall ever come after me? Let them deny themselves. Take up your cross. That's to be crucified or condemned, even imprisoned, if you will. But I will not let my son be imprisoned. I will serve time before he ever spends 1 second behind bars, or you'll have to take my life. I'm not stopping until this is done. And I want this to be not about me and not about Elijah. I want this to be the fact that the criminal system of probation all alone, it should be digital. And I'm not against taking people's rights. People make mistakes. That's fine. But there's accountability, and there is no accountability. I want the fucking probation officers to be accountable. Why is Lily not called me? Why is Greer not called me? Why is Kresha Brunsman not called me? I told her, you're going to illegally put my son in jail. He already did all this. That was the terms of release into his county. You make him work one more day. You are an indentured slave. You made him, and my son has. His heart was broken at thinking he was done at 18 months, and maybe we were going to get him off of probation because he had already done this back here. There was no mention. He didn't check into community service because it was already done back here. He was on felony probation, property crime, and they made him pissed. They were doing all these other things to him that wasn't even make sense. I just wasn't arrested for any drugs. Guys, Lily was attacking him because I was attacking Lily. And Tom. I've been attacking these people out here for years with evidence. That's the attack, with my mouth, not with violence. And God has protected me for all these years. Now I need more help. I really do, guys. This should be breaking news. There should be helicopters flying around, drones flying around. Once this goes national, guys, or when people start coming out here and start talking to these residents out here, you'll see the criminality of all of this. They're afraid out here. Nobody will stand up. I have for years. They know that. Wait until you ask around about me. Wait till you hear what they say about me in this town. All glory to God. It's not me, it's him. Give him the glory. Thank you, Father. It's not me, it's him doing it. He gives me this protection. You think I want to do this? Guys, I had my car stolen. But they put this lady in jail. She sold Angela's car. Well, I bought that car too. Why didn't she go to jail? She sold my car. I don't want Christy to go to jail. So what? She sold my car. She didn't know. Angela fucked her. She didn't know. Angela stole my estate from the dead lady. Oh, wait, she's not dead. She's not dead. She's alive. And Tom has been talking to her the whole time I've been calling her murdered. Or on more than one occasion. It's so, the evidence is going to come. Elijah is just beside himself, guys. I'm making him go back through these times. Yesterday, I beat him to death with this information about, and he's having to remember all these. He had to relive all these times. I'm like, we got to go through all this, Elijah. But he remembered, he went through his phone, guys, and found people that he was in jail because he was the only one out of 5 guys that went to jail. They all got the same charges. Even the rapist, guys, served 13 years in a Texas penitentiary, high on methamphetamines, robbed a Hispanic lady and her husband. They were, guys, Texas released him because this county is the poorest county out in the whole state. And they released more rapists, murderers, pedophiles, violent crime into this county on a contract. I caught on to something that, you shouldn't be doing that, Tracy. Just shut up, go along. No more, guys. No more. This can't be done. And I didn't. What they did to my son was criminal. 5 guys admitted to only 4 guys. My son, they never produced, eyewitness of his actual physical but proof, DNA, and nothing that I've seen that could incriminate him beyond a reasonable doubt. There was no. Instead, they just did like they did that lady. She found the money, picked it up, returned it to him the next day in a clear bag. Nothing was touched. Said, I didn't know what to do with it. She put it in her bank. 6 months later, they had arrested a warrant for an arrester. Sent her, put her in jail. Probably the same one that's involved in this, guys. I need help, guys. I need you to I almost want to relax for the weekend, but I don't, I can't. I mean, they come in, I don't feel like, but they're still drive down at the end of my driveway. They keep coming down here and parking and their lights on and turning to make sure they turn they do that now. That I know that's him because he was flicking his lights at me saying he was on the live. He was on the live. Yeah, I had to give up my homestead, truth, because nobody wanted to come out here with me. I'm volatile. I'm out here alone. All this time, guys, have been out here alone. They could have come out here any night and just whacked me. Now my son's here, and that's not protecting me. I'm worried about him and his wife. His slut wife by the police chief of Lane County called her a slut. Hashtag, where is Sarah? Lane County, Oregon. Where is Sarah? Where is Sarah? Sarah called and got a hold of the police chief, guys, and police chief called my son's wife a slut. And I know he's been with her for years, and I've never seen her collarbone or her ankle. These people are criminal over there. I can't believe you would call a lady like that. People were calling over to Lane County and they were cussing them out. So we need to turn the heat on these people. Yeah, I have 20 acres next to me. Please keep this on top subject. You want to buy 20 acres? I got 40 acres I'm going to have to sell to keep my son out of prison. And I don't want a neighbor. But I'm going to have to sell this land unless somebody knows somebody. I got to get the feds involved, guys. I don't think I'm safe out here anymore. I don't. I really do. But I will not separate from my son. I will not separate from him or his wife. Not until he gets released from probation. And then we can talk. We can negotiate. I want you to tell her you come out here, Truth. As soon as I clean these cops out here, this is going to be the best place in the world to live. This could be the best place to live, guys. People so love it out here that don't kick and make waves and just move out in the little of a, God's going to have to do it, Truth. No, I wasn't running from the cops. We just drove home. So don't say running. Nobody ran from the cops. Erase that. I didn't run from the cops. I just drove back home to the sanctuary where Elijah has the high desert grace and truth, where Elijah has the protection. We were trying to go get his girlfriend, wife, I know. What else do I do then, Devin? What do I do here at this point? I know. I don't know. We need news. See, I need news out here. We need news, Devin. So call the news. You guys call the news right now. Say there's a breaking story out there. This guy's trapped in the desert. And there's an arrest warrant for his son, and he has him, and he's protecting him from the cops. I don't care who you call. No, this isn't a small claims lawsuit. I'm talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. My son at least has $100 million lawsuit right now. They made him work double time and kidnapped him and put him in jail. And now they put him through this and called his wife a slut. And all these hours now that they're questioning is all, they can't prove any, there's no accountability for anything. These probation officers all turn in what I can, or, you know, I'll give you credit for this. They don't round up. It's all recorded, guys, right? No, it's all a bunch of fluff. They don't even have any real traceable. See, watch. I do, though. I called my attorney. Watch, I have record. You can call and summons this phone call, me calling, and then you can look at the record of Elijah's action plans. You could look at him leaving Lake County. You could look at the phone call, me calling Lake County saying, okay, Elijah has no more hours. Yeah, no, he doesn't. No, I want you to go look at his records and make sure. She put me on hold, came back. Yes, so Lake County probation said no. Lily made him work. How about we ping Elijah's phone? How about we go talk to all the witnesses that were in jail with Elijah? Okay, you know what I'm saying? And that he worked with side by side on all these dunes, fire station, rodeo grounds. There's no disputing Elijah did the hours over here, guys. He did them. He had to. Lily, he was on. Guys, think about it for just 1 second. It's just somebody outside of this county would look at this. They're going to, holy shit. Whoa, dude. There has to be a God. There's no way. You could write a movie about this, guys. I'm serious. You could write a movie about this. You could write a movie about this. You understand? The hundreds of phone calls I made hundreds of phone calls, left hundreds of messages, and not one return phone call. The sheriff in this town knows that Angela stole my stuff and knows that Tom knows about the murdered lady, and because they're all in cahoots out here. We got to clear all these people out here, guys. Sometimes this happens. It could, if this exposed and the news gets out here and start telling, you know, independent journalism too, guys. That's what I need out here. I need people that are daring journalists, you know, are going to go into a war zone. You know, these people are heavily armed criminals. Any minute they come down my driveway with one of their Bearcats, or I have myself barricaded in here. And I mean, I don't have a full, you know, because I don't have, I have 40 acres that I'm on. I don't have it all fenced in, but my entrances are all blocked with tires, big, you know, Iron Man tires. You see me flip them over the other, you know. I'm in a lot of pain because of that, just so you know, and I ain't saying anything. My hip is killing me again. But I can't think about that right now like it was when I hurt myself, because nobody was here to help me. But I'm not going to give up. I have enough evidence here to convict Tom Rourke, the judge that signed off this. Why are you telling me that right now? Truth? Why in the world would you put that on the screen right now? Father, please give me patience. Christy and her husband and the lady were going to be arrested. All right, bye, Truth. Your head is up your ass. Can't do it, guys. If you can't keep it to the conversation, please leave. I've barricaded myself in here. I'm protecting myself from the police here. My son and my life is in danger. And this all doesn't matter, guys. And no matter the outcome, the evidence is going to fall where it lies. They will get a hold of this sooner or later. I don't think this will ever. There are people all around the world now that know. And I want to know where Sarah's at. Now, maybe Sarah went back to work, but that don't make sense. Sarah was hounding these people. Said if we got, you know, arrested, she would come here. And they threatened Sarah. Hashtag Lane County, Oregon Sheriff's Department, where is Sarah? You threatened her. Everybody witnessed it on this stream. She's the one who got to the chief of police, and you, the chief of police, the phone conversation that you called my son's wife a slut. What's up with that, chief of police? Why would that have ever been said? Cresha Brunsman knew that Elijah had completed all his hours back here. No, she never even, I don't think, ever looked into it one time, and she's the head of probation. And I did speak with Cresha a few times trying to give her this information, but then she never would call me back. I said, Cresha, I'll be cleared up in a second. Elijah came into your county. If you look on his action plan, his action, you know, they give them, you know, this this report every month, whether you're, if you're on reporting on felony probation or even something you have to report, they give you all this action plan it's your assessed a risk according to whatever your offense is. And they assign a number, and then your ability to reoffend, and they try to lower that number. There's some kind of system, but how about tracking and tracing where people work when they go to nonprofit? And no, this is where these people get screwed. They try to check their hours. There's no way. I sent my son on a mad chase after Dan, who couldn't even still now give him actual numbers of, okay, you worked here for this many hours, you work here from this. I turn in what I can. They're criminal. They're criminal. So back to Elijah, checks from this county, because now I've called. Lily has actually worked him sometimes, which, it's not that she was working him. She just was forcing him to do these drug things that he didn't have any drug charges, color guard, and all these other things. It turned out that, like I said, that this lady's in on it with Tom and all this. They know this. Elijah's phone could be pinged. Witnesses can go with him. He has multiple people did a lot of the time with him in this. There's no community service out here, man. There's none of this nonprofit. It's just work for the county road crew. Like if you're in prison, they put you on a bus, you go out and work on the side of the road, that's what they do out here. There's no going in for, like they were working for this place in the garden. My son is getting screwed right now because he was working behind in an area where the main area check-in is in here, and he's over this bridge this is in town in Eugene, guys. And he's working over this garden area, and they can go and take a 5-minute lunch or something, or break or something. They got people saying he wasn't there. Ping his phone. Ping his phone. Ping his girlfriend's phone. She was there after working a full-time job. She went and volunteered her hours. I thought she was just there kind of help. No, she literally was signing up for nonprofit too. So her hours, and I'm not counting her hours as his hours, those are his hours too. I'm saying he has witness too. How about we look at the cameras, use the tech, and find out if Elijah's car, where it went. Somebody's going to have a digital camera somewhere. This is Eugene. We're going to see his car entering and exiting. If Elijah lied, I want him, not to get an NER. But if he was there, they said days, I know they said he wasn't there. I talked to him, his girl, they were keeping, guys, I was keeping track the whole time. I've been on this. I'm like, I can't believe you're having to do this twice either, Elijah. See, remember, let's go back to release from Lake County into Lane County. Terms and conditions of release. That's why there was no $100 fee. You got to start community service. On your action plan, it says, Elijah, now you got to start doing these hours. At 18 months, Ryan Solberg says he can get off probation early, and because he calls me, and I said, okay, it looks like they're pinning, like Elijah got pinned for one guy goes to jail, 5 guys all go do the same crime. This guy's a rapist, admits to the crime, that should be automatically convicted and go back to prison. These 3 never see a day in jail. I don't think they did. No time. My son does 11 months, almost a year in county jail, and they've never produced actual physical evidence. They just railroaded them. That it took me getting involved. Literally, guys, I've already documented what happened with this rapist. But again, the county might, Sheriff Michael Taylor, I've done and spewed this for years out here. They don't want to listen to nothing. They don't want to listen to anything. I've called Lake and Lane. What are you doing out here? Why are you, So let's go back to 18 months. Elijah's getting ready to get off probation. He's all excited because he's done everything he's supposed to do. Did all his probation back, or his community service back here. Wanted to get the hell out of here, guys. I'm the only one here. Can you imagine wanting to stay in this county with these corrupt police, and he just got screwed? Lily's messing with them, and his dad's messing with the system. Very boisterous out here. Yeah, I pointed out, what the hell is my son doing in jail? And you got this rapist sitting here, not in jail. He's admitted to the crime. I'm seeing in the, how is he not arrested and convicted and thrown? Oh, you're going to lose your funding on him, huh? Guys, these people are absolute corrupt scammers. It's all about the money. That's what this is. This is the poorest county. I stumbled onto something that I should have just shut up about, right? No, there is one man that's not going to lay down in this town, and that's me. You're going to have to kill me, which I don't want violence. I've never called for any violence, or I'm not going to stop. Obviously, I've been out here for years doing this. 7 or 8 pushing right in their face, telling them, you're not going to tell me like that. These things are going to happen the way they happen. You guys can't just keep strangleholding everybody out here thinking you can run this show. There are people who aren't afraid. You're a man just like me. I'm a veteran. You put your stinking pant-wet legs, one leg at a time. You ain't no above me. I ain't above you. Mulan Labe, come and take it. If you want to do it, I've got my driveway. You know where I'm at. I remember I put all those poles out there to say, hey, I'm not afraid of you. Why did you put those poles out there? Now people are going to know where you live, Tracy. I'm the guy that built the UFO at the end of town, guys. I think people know who I am. And it's not about that, guys. Well, you can't be the craziest guy in town, right? Wait till if they sent journalists out here, guys, and started asking questions about me. I'm just saying I organically would wonder. I know what people would say. I don't really do much but the same thing out here, guys. I have done the same thing since I push against this law enforcement. I push against the corruption, a heavy hand out here. And I have, it's since my son got in trouble with this rat rapist, pedophile. Well, he's never been convicted of a pedophile, but these were all teenagers that he roped in and got in jail. And well, they didn't go to jail. Only my son did. See, guys, he went to jail. He did a year in jail. Don't tell me this guy didn't do his time. He did the crime the same as all these others. Whether they convicted him or he did all of it. Let's just say he did. He did. Okay, he did all of it. He served a year in jail almost, and none of these, not even the rapist did. Do you already see there's already a bias like in this case? So let's move back forward that I'm screaming equal justice. If my son did it and you find the evidence, throw him in jail. But I want them all to go to jail here. Why is my son the only one in jail? A year almost he spent in jail. You guys, in no commissary here is chips, and candy bars. No spreads, no none of that, no ramen, no tortillas, no beans, no. 11 and heat, 5 guys. Tell me he ain't done. We're going to go back and establish that Elijah's done his time. Because he kind of wanted me to do this. He's like, Dad, why do you keep pushing all these hours now? I'm like, I know these are, but we got to count for these 2 and more. Because we're going to, every hour that they made you work, Elijah, you're going to be able to sue. Crusher Brunsman's going to lose her job because that's literally kidnapping you. If I told her that you already done these and she never looked in it, she still throw you in jail. Oh, that's kidnapping, Elijah. If they're going to try to accuse me of kidnapping by not letting you come put you in a prison because I have the evidence and I'm standing in front of somebody's dick going in your ass, Elijah. Well, and them too. No, I'm going to stand in front of to make sure that I'll go serve 5 years before you serve 5 years. You better charge her with kidnapping before you charge me with kidnapping. But remember, I do have evidence that I called Lane County and said, if you issue this warrant, you never look back at this evidence, your warrant is invalid. You can't execute this warrant. It's invalid. I know the evidence, Elijah already did this in Lane County. That was the terms of release into your county. That why it never said it on his action plan up until 18 months where I called my attorney and said, all right, they're sticking it to Elijah. Obviously, it looks like this $47,000. Why would Elijah have to pay all of that? And he explained to me that some of these things are covered by insurance or whatnot, but said, no, and I'm like, oh, okay. So guys, I couldn't pay, guys. I feel so guilty. I feel as a failure as his father or his dad. I'm not his father's in heaven. So if I had the money, Elijah wouldn't even be going through this right now. Isn't that incredible? And I called Ryan Solberg yesterday and said, look, man, I hadn't called you. I don't know why. Look, man, I remember I was involved with all this, Ryan. You could be the hero in this whole situation. You can expose all this and step away and probably be the one to keep your job. Remember, Ryan, Elijah was going to get off early. He called and you said he only needed to do his restitution after actually that day when the past 18 months, you started making him pay on it. And he did, because remember, he was still waiting for insurance and he started paying on it from that. There's so much record, guys. So Ryan Solberg needs criminally locked up too then, because she spoke with Kresha there that day. My son put them on front about this, guys. And the one looked at the other like, they're right there. Why are you talking? My son's like, I don't care. Whatever, you know. See, that's evidence. They're going to summons a call, me calling John, going, okay, John, he's got all his community service hours back here. They were done back here. And now he's early release. So I'm calling. I don't want to waste your time, John, but it looks like they're fucking him over and they're making him pay $47,000 by between 5 guys. I can't afford $47,000, John. Maybe if we figure it out and divide it up. And when I think it was, like I said, guys, it was $9,000 or $10,000 or $11,000. I just didn't have. Isn't that suck? $9,000 or $10,000, and my son wouldn't even be going through this right now. A matter of fucking money. I again apologize, Father, for my cursing. I'm just. He wouldn't be on probation right there. He'd have had his whole life. And instead, life goes on. Elijah pays his probation, never is told, nothing is put on his action plan about community service, guys. For 33 months, nothing was said to Elijah John Werner about community service. See all this back here with this document? I'm telling you, he paid all. He did everything. He went all the way from a, supervised over here, getting on the bus every day, doing the P test. You can't miss a day when you're on supervised probation. Okay, Elijah got on the bus over here and worked. This county is in serious trouble. They are going to get sued, and it sucks is because the county's going to end up paying, which can mean the tax. But Elijah's going to get his life reimbursed for this stuff, guys. They took more than, from that point on, Elijah should have been off. Now, that's my failure as a father. And Elijah's going to try to chip in too, guys, back then. But look at what they were doing to him. Maybe he could have had a life, right? No, he was trying to just live a normal life, right? He didn't think he had any probation. He didn't. Remember, everything was normal, right? Elijah's just waiting to get off probation. This wasn't all sprung on Elijah until 90 days until getting off probation. They said, hey, you got 133 hours before you can get off probation. He's like, what? So he'd already done his hours. He knew that. My attorney knows that because I called him. Ryan knows that because I called him back then. Kresha knows that because I said, what in the hell is going on here? Elijah did all these hours back here. That was the terms of his release into your county, lady. I mean, I know you're the head. You might know the specific, but I'm a veteran. You got to get this straightened. There's procedures. I'm in law enforcement. This is overstepping your bounds. You can't make him do this twice. That's double jeopardy. He was upset, guys. Imagine going 33 months and then having 133 hours of probation sprung on you. And where the hell did they come up with 33? Remember, I called Lake County Probation, making sure his hours were zero to all this evidence, guys. So Elijah was slammed to do 133 hours in 3 months, still trying to live a normal life, pay bills. I think, he was sick a couple times during that. Too. Elijah don't normally get sick either. It's kind of weird. I think he was stressed, honestly. It's just a different time. Like I said, he was in communication with me at that time. I called Kresha Brunsman and said, lady, you got to get this straightened out. You can't make him do this. That's criminal, lady. Please call Lake County. I call them. They don't want to listen to me. Guys, they don't want to listen to me because I'm his dad that's exposing their fucking criminal behavior out here. The sheriff, the probation officer, Lily, Greer, the elected sheriff, all of them out here, guys. They're all criminals. There's others that are involved in this, guys, out here in this. There's probably hundreds of people, or at least over 100 people that are involved between Elijah's original case linking into just right today to me saying, no, I'm not going to arrest him. Your arrest warrant, I'll piss on it. I'll wipe it with my rear end and send it back to you and tell you it's not valid because I said that I would arrest him before you could ever arrest him. I am warranted that I do not want to see his anus penetrated by a man when I have the evidence to prove otherwise. You can't do that. Otherwise, you have actually kidnapped him. So I think Kresha Brunsman should face kidnapping charges for kidnapping my son. Anybody disagree? If I had the evidence to prove that Elijah had already done this through Lily, she hasn't even called. I don't think she's made one attempt. I seriously do not think that you're going to find Kresha Brunsman calling. Maybe they will, but you guys, where are these hundreds of phone calls that I've made? I've made hundreds of phone calls to literally probably 100 people. Well, not probably about 50 of these top people involved in this without one return call. What about just Michael Taylor, the sheriff out here? How come he hasn't called me back? Just this whole separate situation with the criminality in his police department. Oh, he's part of it. He's the one's helping sign it up. This case alone here proves that Michael Taylor should be arrested and should go under a federal indictment and investigation right now. He's the elected sheriff, but he should be removed as elected sheriff. Now, I don't have a record right now. I would potentially take over the elected sheriff in this town. And I don't want a law enforcement job again. I don't. But I don't know. I think enough people in this county might vote for me. I don't want into politics. It ain't politics. It's history to me. But at least try and make stuff that's already happened in this county. And I would have stood during the COVID. And I'd have bought Bearcats and MRAPs and all the stuff from Lake County and said, get out of here, OSHA. Leave. You're not coming in here. We're a township up here. Nope, go away. Nope, we want to hear flatten the curve. We lost 2 to 3 million small businesses just like this one. Nope, the churches are staying open here 7 days a week. There's a sanctuary. He said, lay hands on the sick. We're not doing this crap. We have faith. If the bug's going to get us, nope. We've got, sorry, you're going to have to go around the sheriff there has got the barricade. No mind, we got normal business. They don't care. Guys, that's why they hate me out here too, because I'm the guy that stood with these businesses when I tried to get the sheriff, Michael Taylor, to come out and bring some equipment up here and remind him that he is an elected official and he has more authority than the feds and he can run the feds off out of here. But I don't even know if Michael Taylor knows that. He's got to know that. He's got to watch these videos. See, how do they watch all this evidence and just throw it away? I want to know what's happening with these hundreds of voicemails that I've called. How are these people in public service? Communities are public service and they will not return a phone call from me. I think this proves that they're all guilty. Anyone that I put a name on a list should lose their job. If you look at the criminality, there will be enough evidence to point they shouldn't have a job. Probably a good stack enough they should be at least put on administrative leave and investigated, if nothing else. I think, again, if you'll ask around this town, there should be enough evidence that Tom was involved in the murder of his partner. Now, I've accused somebody of murder before and was wrong, right? Or I thought somebody was potentially I wanted Tom to look into it to see if the lady was still alive. Just tell me if she's alive, then I can know Tom. But, he was talking to her and knew she was alive the whole time, had talked to her. How's that even possible? The whole time I'm screaming murder, he talked to her and knew she was alive? Tracy, she's alive. Shut up. Here she's lit. Because he's the one that actually facilitated her not getting her stuff back and the stuff that I bought that's in this report. There's so much criminality behavior that I can document. But my focus right now that I need to stay focused on is the fact that Lake County did not call me today, guys, and unarrest this warrant and say, okay, we're signing off this warrant and Elijah, we're going to release him from probation and here's his gold slip. Send it email. I'll let you approach my gate, but don't come on my property. I'll meet you out there and I want handwritten and some kind of email that Elijah's already released, and we'll figure out the settlement on who's getting sued and who's not. Maybe we can work together on this. I don't know, guys. Are they going to come whack me? It feels like any moment they can come in here. These people are so unpredictable. Nobody stands up to them out here, guys. They're bullies, and everybody in this town will tell you that. There's just a handful of people out here. Tina stood up to them and has been boisterous, and they put her in jail. They found the perfect opportunity to shut her up and scare her ass to death. She found some money and put it in her bank and never spent it. The next day, kept it separate. She didn't want to turn in the crooked police. She looked at the procedure, what to do with it. The next day, they looked on the video. They found I got it. It's in my bank account separate. 6 months later, they arrested her. There's a judge, and I can almost bet you $100 million that this same judge that's on this paperwork is the same judge that issued the arrest warrant for Christy, right? Her husband, for Tina. You guys, Is he going to issue an arrest warrant for me? He's probably the one who issued the arrest warrant for Elijah, because Lane County revocated his probation back here, put him back over here, put arrest warrant, and put the downward departure, meaning you're going back to jail and you go to prison for 5 years. That's what's going to happen. If they get my son in custody, he's going to go to prison for 5 years. That's called a downward departure, brothers and sisters. And he was a role model probationary. He did everything he was supposed to do. You know, he was doing everything he was supposed to do over here. That's why he was able to leave the county. You guys, he didn't want to be around here. His family is over in Lane County. His mom, his stepdad, his brother, his uncles, his dad, his father, they're all over there. I'm the only one out here in this crazy desert. I don't blame him for wanting to leave, and I did. I helped him leave. I understand. I'm the only one here. Dad, he's got other people over there, a lot more people. So hell yeah, I facilitated for him. I'm like, well, he can get more trouble because there's more people, but he didn't get in any trouble. So Elijah's done more than his time, and I've requested them, and they say they're watching these guys. How come they haven't stood down? How come I haven't gotten one call? I placed hundreds of calls. I call this 100 calls and no, not one. There's hundreds of calls, guys. What do they do with these voicemails? Do you think they listen to them? Do they save them? It doesn't matter. This is all in the cloud. You can't get away from these phone calls. This is all, oh no, this goes federal and all that. You know, obviously all this is going to be looked at. They'll hire people to come in here. This will get, okay, so let's make this happen, guys. Come on. I'm pinned in here. I can die any moment here. Is that not a life or death situation? That not breaking news? No. Okay, if it's not, you can sit around and be entertained, I guess, huh? No, go jerk off on Pornhub or something. Get your happy ending somewhere else. This is life or death for me now. And my son and his lady. These people I can prove. There's criminals. The judges are included. The sheriffs are all included. Murder, actual dead bodies. Now, we found the lady, but she won't even come back and get her stuff out of here. She's so scared of these people. My son told me that, Dad, she don't want to come back and get her. That's nice, Dad. Oh, you were going to get her back on that property and where her mom was. I told her I was all excited when I found it. And she's alive. And, you know, like, I was stoked, guys. I thought this lady was dead. I was on cloud nine, man. I was like, going to go get her. I talked to her. I was going to bring her stuff back. We talked about all the stuff that was in the house because it was all her stuff. You know, I've told the story, not the story, what happened, guys. She told me, she's the one who told me that Tom wouldn't let her back on the property. His sister, Angela, wouldn't let. This lady stole my stuff. But she can get the judge to start signing warrants for other people. Yeah, once they just look at it, the evidence will clear it all up itself, guys. That's what I'm saying. It will. These people are all going to jail. Most of them, I think people will go to prison for this. Judges, possibly. The elected sheriff isn't going to have his job. Why didn't he call me? And when I've been telling him about this rapist and my son going down there, you know, Ted, I've called the district attorney multiple times. I just try to call Elijah's original probation officer. She knows me very well because I was heavily involved with her. Remember, I was exposing what the hell is going on. Why is this guy? Why are you pushing my son? Why is he? He was doing all his hours again. Felony probation, guys. It would say on Elijah's thing, he's not doing his probation back here. What the hell are these people thinking? This has to be God. I mean, I don't know. I'm wearing down just a little bit. Maybe it's just a little bit of lack of a couple extra hours of sleep. You know, I'm not really sleeping much out here, guys. I'm worried about my son. They can come at any time. You know, state police driving by, filming, sheriffs, binoculars across the street. They drive out here. Literally, they're like, I know what they're doing now. They drive, they come up, they back at my driveway, they look over, they can see I'm there, and then they flash their headlights, and then they drive away. So that was just like what he was doing. They're fucking with me, man. They are. Come out here, park, not come out here, park. Back. You can ping their vehicles and see that they did that. Their phones and stuff, guys. They're trying to intimidate me. But I'm not going to be intimidated. I've been out here for 3 years. You think I'm afraid of you? You came down to my driveway and I told you to stand down and to leave. Stand down. And they did. And they turned around and they were down to the end of the driveway. And turned around. And got on the computer. I know you're over there watching. I'm live streaming. Are you watching? They're watching, guys. That was in the live stream. So how do they keep avoiding? They're watching, but they don't want to for 3 years. This is like, it's surreal, guys. It's like I'm in a movie. This would be one of the most amazing movies that could possibly be written, guys. A man out in the desert stands up to the elected sheriff, to a murdering, drug-dealing sheriff, who the district attorney is involved. Judges are dirty. The residents are scared as hell of the people. But there is a man that stood up and risked his own life and actually jumped in front of the law and said, your arrest warrant is invalid. I'm taking him. I'm arresting him. And brought him to a church, High Desert Grace and Truth Ministries, where he was protected under the sanctuary of the fact that, yeah, he has sanctuary here because I am a pastor. There's no denying that. I don't want a name. I don't want a label. But I do preach or teach. Preach, there's a difference between preaching and teaching, brothers and sisters. Teaching is like teaching somebody the gospel. Preaching is when you're moved by the word, and that's God doing that. That's not me. So I don't consider myself a preacher. I do. Woe to you if you don't spread it and share it. So I'm under that commandment. If don't boast because you know it. You know, it's his word that makes me do this. So it's not me. So, but I do teach, and I now have provided my son a place of sanctuary as a brother and sister in Christ. My mother, my son, according to the word of God, he has a place of sanctuary here. And I think it doesn't make any sense, guys. It doesn't. How are we even alive today? And now it's Memorial Day. So are they going to go on their boats and go do anything? Or they keep coming by. So it's not a standoff, it's a stand up. I'm standing up for the right of my son. I will not let him be violated anally, or I not will let his rights. He already has been kidnapped by Crusher Brunsman and thrown in jail by the max time he could get for a probation violation he shouldn't have never had to begin with. That's kidnapping. I think Crusher Brunsman is the most responsible person in Elijah's actual, because she's the head of probation. That went into her county. She's the one that actually revoked his probation and sent him back here and issued a warrant. Was arrested for him in this county. He could either go surrender himself over there. That's why he left 3 hours early that day, guys. I told my son, he was telling me, he's like, Dad, we're at work right now, Dad. We're trying to finish up, whatever. And these are the last days that we get. Dad, give me the hours, but I can work till this time. We're working after hours, And Dad, they're saying to come over here at 6. Like, what a minute, it was something up, guys. It was something up with the 6 o'clock. I can't remember exactly. I'll get specific. I'll tell you, but it wasn't right. And I said, Elijah, no, wait a minute. Because he's supposed to be there something like 6:30. And I said, well, you need to be here by 6. They were going to arrest him right there, guys. They were going to arrest him right there. Okay. And then he found out, he looked that he was expired in the system, and they gave him the option to turn himself in or come out in over there, or come out here to Lake County and turn himself in. So his decision was to come out here and turn himself in. And I stepped in and said, nope, I've already called Crusher Brunsman and said, I don't hear surrender, Elijah. I'm a veteran. You're not turning yourself in. And he came out here with his wife. And so I took them both into my custody. Arrested her under my own, citizen's arrest. You're here. You're not going anywhere. You're not going to sit there and you're going to spend time with your man. And now she's lost her job. So I guess I could be liable for her losing. Who's liable for her losing her job? The state, the county, or me? Somebody's liable. She could probably sue me because I made her stay here. And I took their keys at one point, and we're not letting them go anywhere for their safety. The sanctuary here that I knew that would be provided under the word of God. Hallelujah. So this isn't criminal. We're trying to get the evidence looked at. Years of evidence and nothing's been looked at. Dead bodies, methamphetamine usage. This is all the cops, not my son. This is all the cops, Judges that are signing off on invalid warrants. Multiple warrants here I can show you that are completely invalid. At least 3 I've told you that I know that are 100% invalid. 3 strikes and you're out. How many more? I have more. Just go ask around this town. When I had the real estate agent, Christmas Valley Realty, you heard his organic phone conversation. He said, yes, there people are afraid of the sheriffs and the law out there. Guys, I don't want that to be in the town that I live in. And I'm risking my life standing up like this because they're known with their farmers and the rich people to, remember the comment, Oregon State Troopers have super snipers, Tracy. Is that them in the chat? They're watching. Why wouldn't they come in the chat? They know the state. They're probably in here in the chat. They're watching. How could this go on this long? And what I'm telling you, it's got to be God. No reason I should be alive right now. These people are criminal. They've done worse, things to people that have done a lot less to them out here. So, because I've been doing this for years with them out here. In this specific case for 2 or 3 years now, at least, I had all my property stolen, but they're going to arrest. All my property was stolen. All the other estate, I bought 2 estates. I got the first estate, did the clean out. So, oh, it's wonderful. Then the lady just dropped off, never heard from her again. Although I purchased it, the cleaning lady was there, witness. The real estate lady was there, was going to let me in 2 weeks. I bought 2 estates, made an agreement. I paid for both of them cash. It was done. Like I said, multiple witnesses that day. I talked to the cleaning lady, went back. Hey, what is this stuff taken out for? Oh, the church let me in there. Well, this is already bought. I purchased this estate and nothing is supposed to be taken. This is a missing person, and she's got about 2 more weeks, I think, where the real estate is going to be able to come in, and there's a probate held up, or there's just a couple more weeks, and then things can be. But don't take anything from this house. One thing taken from this house can hold up probate. Okay, I understand. Christy ended up her husband moving my stuff, guys. Christy called me going, hey, Tracy, I'm got something to talk to you about. What do you talk about, Christy? Well, I know where your stuff's at. What are you talking about, Christy? Well, you remember that cleaning job? Yeah. I was like, because it kind of sucked, because it's like, I wasn't very happy about it because all my stuff got stolen, at least $25,000 worth of stuff that I'd purchased to do the full clean out or whatever. I have record from, I think it's Rebecca. I can't remember the darn lady's name that got her stuff stolen. But I tried to all return it to her, guys, and it's still, I don't know, they probably gotten rid of it by now. I don't know. It's last time I know it wasn't that long ago, still sitting there. She said, you remember that car, in front of the house? I said, yeah, the car that Angela, because we'd had this conversation organically. When I was there the next day, I talked to her. Remember, I talked to her more than one time about that car. Angela would not let me buy the car, which I was interested in buying just because I told her I can get it all out of here. I wasn't looking at it like that. That vehicle had, she said she didn't have the title for it. I said, I'll still take it. I'll remove it. We'll figure it out. She knew who it was. It was her sister's, and I talked to her sister. Yeah, that was my minivan. And, but Christy goes to jail when Angela calls in and goes, she stole my car. That was a cleaning lady's car. When I talked to the cleaning lady, she said I couldn't, or to Angela, she said I couldn't buy it because that was the cleaning lady's payment, as well as some other items that were in the house, a freezer and some other items. I never went in the house. I think I stepped like one in the door, but never actually walked in the house. Everything I dealt with was outside, inside the barn, and in the next house over that I bought. The estate was 2 estates. I cleaned the first estate, had no issues. She loved it. She's like, I said, I worked in this. I've done this before. I've done clean outs. I know you guys been here a few days or whatever trying to do this. You're not going to probably sell much. You're in the middle of nowhere. And I know where you're at, but I've done this before. I'll tell you what, I have a tractor trailers and storage, I'll buy it all for one money. She's like, actually I bought some stuff, and I said, I'm going to come back. And that's what I did, guys. I looked at my storage, and I came back here to the house. I bought my stuff that I bought from her, brought it back, and I went back. And that's when I hit her up. Let's say, hey, I've done this before. I noticed you got a bunch of stuff in the trash can. It looks like you're just kind of tossing stuff that's got a little bit of value. You just don't know what to do with it. Why don't you let me help you out? and I'll just buy all of it for one price, one money. She's like, what do you? I said, yeah, let me offer you one price. So we made an agreement on the price for everything. I would provide the service, and then I would send her pictures of everything. I've done this for a property management company, and I've done well at it because I don't pick through things. It's get it off the property, be efficient, sort. If you want some, sort through it later. Listen to what they want, follow them. I've done it for a living. I did very successful at it. Instead of being a landscaper, I started doing this as a property management, as a landscaper, because I was, licensed and insured, and to do it for IPMG, Investment Property Management Group, guys over here in Oregon, the largest property management company, because I had some background. I went to try to help someone, and ended up getting fucked, guys. And I apologize again, but that's always what happens to Tracy. So I purchased this estate. I said, hey, look, I kind of made my deal a little bit ahead of most people because I sent pictures and use all of this digital. I'll send you pictures of everything. I mean, it's a trust thing, but if you trust me, you can leave right now. I'll make sure that it's all cleared off. I'll send you pictures of everything. And I did. And she was totally happy. Looks great, Tracy. Well, remember, I had to wait 2 weeks to get in the other state. I come back the next day and their stuff started moving out of the house. And that's when I talked to Christy, the cleaner. I said, hey, what's going on? She's like, I was like, oh, you're the lady that got the car and and I said, what's going on with there's stuff outside this house. There's plants inside this house and nothing should have been removed. I purchased this from Angela, and she knew Angela. She's like, I'm doing the clean out over here for Angela. I was like, okay. And I said, oh yeah, well, Angela mentioned that you had bought the car, or I'd got the car as part of your deal. And, because I'd asked her about the car, but please don't touch anything over here. That car right there, that minivan's mine. Everything in here, it's locked up. The real estate agent's talked to. I've already talked, supposed to be coming back 2 weeks to let me in, and I'm taking everything out of here. There's exercise equipment on the front. Don't touch anything, please. This can ruin her probate. It can make it last longer. I've purchased all of this. Don't touch anything else, please. Okay, I got it. Well, and ended up Christy's husband moved all that stuff, guys. All my stuff to Desiree's house, or to Desiree, and they put it in Silver Lake. Everything. So, about a year went by or something, and I was pretty upset, guys, to lose all that. I tried to get a hold of Angela. I'm like, what the hell's going on? This lady just ripped me off. I paid for all the state, this one, gave her all the cash at one time, all the agreements to come back. Wasn't like I was going to pay her later. I paid for both estates. And then noticed stuff started disappearing. And then I noticed the van was gone. I'm like, oh my God, I go and look back, and it was all gone. I'm like, I just got ripped off again, paid for it, bought it, agreed. You guys, Angela called in the lady who I bought and ripped me off, the owner. This is the sister who was taking care of the estate, and tried to get and had a judge sign off. And Tom, I have all the paperwork here. They really need to stand down, guys. They've got themselves in a world of heat. Just with this case too, is going to prove that the judge, Tom, Michael Taylor, and probably the district attorney are going to lose their jobs over this case. Just this case. This isn't even Elijah's case, guys. This is not Elijah's case. Okay, I've proved 3 times to you that they put innocent people in jail. Christy, her husband, and the person she sold the car, that was hers, guys. She was hers. I've had multiple. I've talked with her. There's just makes no sense. They go ahead and issue all these arrest warrants, and I call about all this same property, and they know all this stuff that I'm telling you. They've ignored all of this, guys. They've ignored all this evidence all these years. And again, when I was going to try to settle this up, once I found, she came to me, she's like, Tracy, they're going to put my husband in jail, and he's, I don't know her husband. And he sewed something for me. He does upholstery. Honest man, they do upholstery. She did cleaning service. She works at I don't want to give her a location out here, but she works for a business out here, guys. Every day of the week, very known, but anyways, and then the lady that bought the car from her, just like Tina, they brought the car back the same day, guys, and went and brought it to the sheriff's office. And she said, okay, I'll surrender the car, but I didn't steal, this is part of my pay. What do you know? I don't need to go to jail over this. My husband's going to end up, So she came to me scared. She said, Tracy, remember that, remember that day your car? I was like, yeah, I totally understand. Yeah, I got your back. I'll go to testify. That was, Angela said that was your car. That was part of your payment of the cleaning service. That, and I think she got some cash too. I'm not sure I'm sure she got cash, but I know the car was part of it, guys. So she returned the car to the police station, and she, like I said, she was worried that she was going to go to jail. So she called me, and I told her, I got your back. Let's get this. This is criminal. And that's how I have all this evidence, guys. I've kind of been holding on to it and put it to the side. But how many times am I going to let this go for this? I can't. Now my back's, they push me against, I'm on my 40 acres. I'm not leaving until they give my son a release of that warrant and release him from probation. I will not stand down out here. I need the media out here, guys. I'm in Silver Lake, Oregon. I'm not in a standoff. I'm not armed and trying to shoot anybody. They're armed and going to come in here and shoot me and my son. They can do whatever they want. They can hire one of their hillbillies. Whatever happened, what would you dig up at the back of that property? It wasn't the dead lady who I thought the sister murdered that was the missing person. That wasn't missing, got all her stuff stolen too by Angela. You guys, Angela stole all her sister's stuff. Tom facilitated and stole all my stuff and then had Christy arrested. See, Angela can call and have people arrested, the thief, but I didn't steal anything. I'm the one that had my stuff stolen and I can't get my stuff. Wait until somebody outside this agency gets a hold of this. They're going to go, oh, that guy's job's gone. Oh, that guy's job's gone. They're not going to have their jobs, guys. And that's what's going on. Is normally people just shut up out here, and it's so deep within this county that people get killed or disappeared. So I think it's a matter of life or death at this point for me. But I'm glad that I keep recording it because it's not going to disappear. There are people around the world right now that know. I really wish one news station would pick this up, because then it would become national news, and then we could get some independent journalists out here to start interviewing people out here in this town to get all these other horror stories on what they've done to these people out here, guys. You're going to get some stories that's going to break your hearts, blow your mind. How I found out about the dead lady, he's like, oh my God, dude, I've reported murder to him before or two out here, and they won't do nothing. What the? So this ain't the first time? See what I'm saying, guys? That's when the whole dead cop, Tom's partner, exposing that he's running meth through the airport out here. How could I say that on live stream and then watch it and not go, hey, wait a minute, guys, we better let this guy go. And, he can prove all these hours. We went and looked and pulled the phone recording. He did call Lake County probation, and we did tell him that his hours were 0. Crusher Brunsman did tell him he only had 30 hours to do, and now we told him 55, and now we're going to still say that he didn't. My son has done so much work, just tech. If the feds get involved and just start pinging phones and figuring out where phones were and where vehicles were and looking at camera, all this, there's no way, guys, that my son would ever not have done at least 300 hours. No way in hell. That's criminal. He was never supposed to do it. His terms of probation were 180. 160 is what John said the other day. You guys, they have nothing. It was 133 they gave him. Are you telling me my son did only in 5 months while he was here? If they gave him 133 at 180, what's that, 57 or 60? What? In 5 months? That doesn't make sense, guys. Just like right now, he worked at least 9 of the 14 days and went after hours and worked some after hours. And they only gave him 24 hours of work? What the hell is going on here? Ping his phone, ping his call, start using tech. I don't want to hear hearsay. Use the tech. It'll shut people up. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Like Elijah getting on the bus, going out, and then his phone coming back to the dunes, like he going to the, you're all going to jail or I'm going to die. I just don't want my son to lose his life and his girlfriend. And so if you care, you'll protect these people out here like I have, and you'll start calling people. This could be a good Memorial Day weekend story, right? Everybody's going to be dinking off, right? Help save a life, maybe. You know, God will protect us, guys. I'm not worried about my life. I'm concerned about my son and his girlfriend of many years. I call him his wife, you know, his whore. No, wait, it wasn't a whore. It was a slut that the police chief of Lane County called my son's wife a slut. What balls, man. That guy should be put on administrative leave for defamation of character. That's provable too, guys. And I'm not trying to even go. I mean, I want Kresha Brunsman to be removed and prosecuted for kidnapping my son, knowing that his hours were done. And I told her that over there. Still, she didn't look into it and still just prosecuted him, just like she did now. I called her and said, you better look at these hours. You issue this arrest warrant and I'll step in front of that and I will arrest him. You're not going to get him, Kresha. I won't let you have him. The state, the county, the city, I'm not letting nobody take him until they look at this evidence, and then it's going to clear him of this. Well, he just needs to go do what he's told, turn himself in, and we'll figure all of that. Fuck that. I'm screaming for years. He already did. At 18 months, if I had just had the money, my son would be on probation because he had already done his terms of release. We wouldn't even call the attorney. What the hell did I call my attorney and asking him, you know, okay, I need to get the restitution. He's already done. He's eligible. That's evidence. And they're watching this, so why won't they still stand down, guys? I placed hundreds of phone calls to the head of probation from both Lake and Lane County, the district attorney, the head of community services over here, this Greer, he's another one. See, some of them are volunteers too. I've spoken with Dan, Bud, left many messages on his phone. He never returned my call. Kresha Brunsman, not a return call. Ryan Solberg, not a return call. Why won't the Lane County Sheriff's Office call? I'm calling about Tracy Werner, Elijah. All right, Tracy, we see your live streaming out there. We see what you're doing. And, you know, the non-emergency line, it's not an emergency line, so we literally can't prosecute you. But we're getting flooded with calls, and we're telling him to fuck off and telling him that, you know, his wife's a slut and is this his slutty wife. And we're getting tired of you know, publicly, you know, humiliating somebody with zero evidence, defamating these people's character and cussing at them. Can you please stop? How about Lake County? Tracy, you're just right up there. And then you're such a pain in our ass. You won't go away. We're tired of hanging up on these people because it's making us really look bad. I mean, we got people calling from around the world calling us, and we're just hanging up. We won't even answer. We'll just hang up on them. We won't say anything here in Lake County. We'll cuss you out in Lake or Lane, but we won't even answer any of your questions in Lane. We'll just hang up. They'll do that in Lane County too. Say Elijah Werner, click. This is the actions of both of these police departments who've never called my number, not one time. You know, we've had a lot of calls come into both of these. These are share lines, and you seem to be the one that's feeding this information to these lines. These people are requesting to speak with Kresha, requesting to speak with the police. You know, we had one of them request, and she got to speak with the police chief and took up all his time. So we said that, you know, that guy's husband is his boy or his wife, his girlfriend, pardon me, guys, is a slut. Look at the actions. These are all recordable evidence now too. So why haven't I gotten call from Lane County police chief going, I apologize, my actions were not necessary. I was stressed out that day and which I'd like to speak with Adriana and make a formal apology. What the hell does a police chief call somebody's wife a slut for? And like I said, he's been with her for many years, and I've never even seen her ankle or her collarbone. She just doesn't dress like that. She wears tops and bottoms, and she dresses nice, but I'm not saying it's not like she doesn't wear low cut shirts, and that's not what. And why would he say that? I think he was pissed because people were calling over there trying to get a hold of what was going on. Why is this happening? Why is Lane County allowing this to happen? And why would you revoke his probation? Why would you just let him off probation? He'd already done his hours back. So people were questioning him, guys, and they were getting pissed. So we don't know where Sarah is at. Lane County, Oregon, Lane County sheriffs threatened one of these people who came in here. I don't think Sarah was a subscriber of mine, but probably subscribed to the channel, but made herself very well known, who'd made lots and lots of calls for days and days and days, and actually called Sam Birch's duty phone, not his personal phone. And that's when we hadn't heard back too. And they threatened Lane County, threatened her. They were going to come after her. She told everybody in the chat. They said this is, you guys, this is getting serious. This is even going over to Lane County. Like I said, over there, these people should all lose their job over there too. Ryan Solberg should never serve another day in probation. He didn't put anything on his action plan report for 33 months, and then spring a felony probation at the last 3 months. You got these 33 hours that you didn't complete back in Lake County. What in the hell are you talking about? That would have been mentioned from the get-go. You don't pay all the interest off first, or the principal, right? No, yeah, you pay the interest off first, not the principal. You do all your work first in the first 3 months, 6 months, year, not in the last 3 months. After 33 months, and they give them 133 hours. It's criminal, guys. Just absolute criminal. So I know I'm getting mundane, but I got to keep doing this, because every minute that I record is evidence. And if they kill me or my son or his wife, hopefully this will protect whoever comes after us from this kind of behavior. And hopefully don't come to dead people. Again, at this time, I fear for my life. Absolutely 100% fear for my life. Do I fear for my son's life? Yeah. Am I afraid of dying? No. Is my son afraid of dying? No. Is his wife? I don't know. Probably. I mean, I don't know. I haven't had that much conversation with her about that. I know she studies the Word of God with Elijah, and they talk to each other, and they church, but they have their thing, and I've talked to them both too, but I don't know. So why should she lose her life? Get caught in the middle of this, help save this woman's life. She'd get caught in the crossfire, of this stuff or something. And why would they be shooting at me? I've never called for any violence, not once. The state of Oregon drove on my property illegally, and I didn't brandish any weapons and fire at them. And I could have. They can't be on my property without a warrant. I've been very peaceful out here. I've only asked for a peaceful resolution, not any revolution. This isn't a Waco. This isn't a standoff. This is a stand up. Standing up for my son's rights, and I'm throwing myself in front of the law. Will not allow them to execute an illegal warrant. So maybe they have, guys. Maybe they have just said, all right, that dude's right out there. Let's leave him alone. Maybe he'll just shut up and go away. Let's not try to issue the warrant for him. We'll just. But what's going on with his probation revocation? I want answers. Give him his gold slip. Give him, he already has done 300 plus hours. If they pinged his phone, followed his card, the tech will show that. You lose. Checkmate. I can prove separately that all of you are already involved in a lot of other criminal behavior as well over here. Let my son go. so they can leave this property and go back to their lives. Where they want to stay here in this valley, I had told them I want them to stay here and build a home. Is that stubbornness? No, this is an amazing valley, guys. This place is wonderful. Not everybody's affected by the law out here. A lot of people just stay to themselves, and there's not much community out here at all. It's a great community, but everybody's so spread apart. And so, I don't have any neighbors. I'm super vulnerable, guys. Any moment. I told you, I don't have a neighbor, and they're stalking me over down at the end of the driveway, binos across the street, state troopers driving by, filming. I'm being harassed by the law. And they don't want to look at the evidence, and not one of them has called me. They called my son's phone, but nobody's called me. They only wanted him to go turn himself in. The sheriff's office, not even the elected sheriff, Sam, who I've said, don't send any, I want to speak with the elected sheriff. Sam Birch came out to my house, right? Same failure that I told to quit his job, because he didn't even ask about Elijah's wife's well-being. All he wanted to do was turn Elijah turn himself in. And then when Elijah said he's been trying his rear end for a year, off for a year, he said he was absconding for a year, running from the law for a year. When my son was just over the other day working for the program, guys, this is incredible. So Sam Birch, I've told him, and you keep watching and you keep going down there and parking at the end of my thing and flashing your lights. Why are you still working? Remember when he pulled up in the driveway, the illegal warrant 2-minute video? Stand down. Stand down. I'm not giving them up to you. No way. Leave. Stand down. And he left. Because he knows he's wrong. Remember, why are you still working, Sam? You're a criminal. I've given Sam this information. He knows my son. He won't look. Why is Sam? They've called, instead of them calling Kresha Brunsman, Lily, Greer, the Ted, the district attorney down here, the elected sheriff, Michael Taylor, they're calling my real estate company that I bought real estate from out here a long time ago, saying, oh, well, we're calling about Tracy. It's not a drug deal or a meth lab or anything like that, but you guys are just trying to see if he hated me, that piece of shit. This is what they're digging at. They're trying to, why are they not focused on the evidence? This is going to keep screwing them, guys. See, the evidence is going to come out sooner or later. Maybe not. Maybe I'll get killed out here in the desert, huh? It is what it is. I'll die trying, I can tell you that. I just hope that my son can get his life back. So, no more, we're not going after lawsuits. And this ain't about being rich. $100 million. Easily. You guarantee, guys, there's so many wrongs in here, so many things, and I don't even know anything about money. There are so many separate lawsuits that could be filed in this cases with, and then I got all these other people out here that Tina, remember? Arrested 6 months later after she had found money in a clear bag with no markings on it and returned it to the police the next day, and then was arrested and put in jail. That's illegal. That's just one story of probably hundreds out here, guys. Hundreds. If we can get the news involved here, and this goes national, and they start, now I don't care about these stupid, and I don't want to say the lame stream, channels. And we need them out here too, but we need some alternative news out here. Some citizen journalists come out here and start, grow a set of nuts and talk to some people out here, men and women. I don't mean like that, but, come out and talk to these people. And you'll see they're afraid. I remember the real estate agent, land sale owner owns property and been dealing out here with 20 people, said that the people out here are afraid of the law. I bet you can get hundreds of stories like this, guys. This place is a movie in itself. It's Christmas Valley, Oregon. It's an amazing place, guys. This place is fabulous. The night sky out here is Even though I've been every night, you know, like I said, they come get me any night. I still go out there side in the middle. They can just scope me from anywhere. Just, you know, oh my gosh, guys. Largest dark sky sanctuary in the world. The best place to see that. I'm always talking about the stars, right? And the sun and the moon and all that. I haven't let them shake me, brothers and sisters. I apologize for cussing in these last few days. I'm just very tired and like that. You know, I'm fine. I'll make it. But I'm worried about my son. I'm worried about his wife. I don't know how many days they can do this. They lead kind of a normal life. I'm off the grid, guys. They're not used to living like this. You know, I've kept their keys. Like I said, Adriana, we have water out here and we have all the amenities, but it's different. She eventually got her shower, guys, you know, but I wanted her to have some running water. She's a woman. Running water. I have plenty of water. We eat it. And I do, and I would, guys, if they just stop and let them go, I promise I'd have running water the next day for her out here. But I have to be on my guard all the time watching now. And this is interrupting with a lot of other things that I was supposed to be doing. I've done this before. The last time my son got caught up in this, I moved from this property. I got a whole nother full-time job to add to come up with the money to pay for the attorney that I have now, but I haven't, you know, we're not taking it. He's looked at the numbers and stuff, but it's going to get, last time, I guess it's tens of thousands of dollars. Okay. 25, 30, something, you know, last time that I don't have the money unless I sell the land now. Okay. But I will. And it's just, I don't want to sell everything if I don't have to, but if I will, I will. I'll do whatever it takes to keep my son from going to prison for 1 second, even spending another day. 1 second. He didn't deserve to go behind bars. Actually, all these people who Kresha Brunsman should go to jail for kidnapping, if she never looked into his hours, then she needs to go to jail. That's kidnapping. I told her he had the hours here already. That was the terms of his release. So, I don't know. All right, there's a couple more hours. I'm going to keep doing this. I'll be back in a little bit, guys. I didn't read this, guys, but I can tell you that there were arrest warrants issued for Christy, her husband. Tom was involved. The judge was involved. Sheriff Taylor was involved. My stuff was stolen by the lady who stole my stuff, and the lady who stole my stuff can call and have people arrested. That's insane. That's insanity. So nobody's talking to me. Is everybody, did you guys all reach your peak? Did everybody have your happy ending? Is there a big pile of jizz on the floor now? You guys aren't talking. You guys just sitting in here watching. Is this just entertainment for you? I need some help. If it's entertainment, there's a thing that's called, you can jerk your chain somewhere else. I think it's called the hub. Yeah, go pull it somewhere else. Twiddle, whatever. Don't stay in here, just watch me suffer. Do something about it, or please leave. I'm about ready to get out of here, but if I come back in the next time and you click back on here, do something about it. Be a part of history. Don't be the silent majority. My life is at risk out here, and so is my son's, and so is his wife's. Armed men with guns, heavily. They got Bearcats, MRAPs, drones, whatever they want to use. And they're heavy-handed. And everybody knows that out here. There's been death out here because of these people. People illegally locked up, extorted. But there has been one man that stood against it for years, and you're looking at him. So you can be a part of this, be a part of history. I ain't trying to be famous. No way. I'm trying to be infamous. Yeah, there's a difference between being famous and being infamous. Famous is being revered by the world. You go to hell, straight to hell. You'll be loved by the world, to be hated by the Father. It's what they say about me after I've left what I did. I'm not afraid of you, Lake County or Lane County. That's why I've stood here, and I won't let you arrest my son, and I've arrested him. Straighten this out. What are you going to do over the holiday weekend? Probably not a damn thing, huh? So we got to sit here on edge the whole time? This is criminal, brothers and sisters. I'm not going to give up. I have too much evidence. And even if they kill me, I hope that my son doesn't lose his life. He didn't do anything. His wife didn't do anything. But I'll do whatever it takes as far as to get this evidence out. I'll do whatever it takes to get the evidence that's out. Being violent, I'm not calling for violence. Don't take and chop my words up. It's always been about the safety. Nope, son, do the speed limit. Drive home. Just drive home. Go. So I will not allow him to be put into custody of the system. He's going to be released from the system before I give him up. I want paper releasing Elijah from the system. It's the only way this is going to end. It's the only way I will give him up. You're going to have to come in here, break these barricades that I put up in my entrances, which is stupid. When this could have been resolved peacefully, and I have hundreds of hours now requesting one phone call, and you never did, you'll all go to jail. You break down anything out of here, you enter this property, you're going to have hell to pay. You know you will, because all this evidence will come out then. So if you come on this property and I end up in custody, I'm not going to shut up. You're going to have to throw me in a hole. And what's my motive for what I say? Obviously, I have hundreds of hours to spend in front of a judge telling them everything that's gone on that they can actually prove. I'm not talking about hearsay, guys. I've been a prior law enforcement officer. I know how this works. I don't have pride because of that. It actually haunts me, but it makes me understand some of these things now. I guess I can understand a little clearer, even a little clearer than most of these law enforcement officers now. You know, I served in law enforcement when a man could not put his hands on a woman. I had to call for a backup officer to search a woman. Vice versa, a woman officer could not search a man. Things have changed a lot. They love to go hands-on and they love to kill people. You are public enemy number one. They've all been militarized. Oh, they got their ARs and their Kevlar vests and their Kevlar helmets. And oh yeah, they act like a bunch of thugs. Heavily armed group of thugs all going around and harassing, extorting the general public. Thin blue line, all wearing the same color. When I was in law enforcement, was the definition of a gang. And that's what you are, Lake County. You got one man out here. This is the proof that God is powerful than all the bullets in the world. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Thank you, Father, for this protection that you give him in these last 10 days. I'm not going to falter, Father, like Daniel. Faith, lions, Daniel. Yeah, lions den faith like Daniel. Please, you know, guys, I got lions, hungry lions surrounding and circling my house, trying to eat me. God's protecting me, and if you want to be a part of this, you can. I seriously think, and I'm not into movies, that somebody could write a movie just in these last 3 years of what has happened since Elijah was arrested, Tony Karsten, the rapist that didn't go to jail, that admitted to the crime, and my son served 11 months. Nobody else went to jail but my son. He had a father that was screaming, hey, I want equal justice. If my son did wrong, throw him in jail too. Boy, he's already there. Why aren't they all in jail? You know, why is my son the only one in jail? You guys, what they've done out is criminal, and it will go down in history. And even if they get away with it in this lifetime, God will pour out a just measure on them. You know that. I'm not going to get away with it. Even if they do in this lifetime, eternally, they can't. I don't care what their beliefs are. So I thank the Father for this sanctuary here that has been provided for myself. Thank you, Father, for your word comforting me. If I didn't feel the comfort of your word, Father, I couldn't stand up like this. You push me, Father. You lift me. You give me the strength, Father. I give you the glory, Father. I give the glory to the one who said, let no man steal your crown. I'm not going to do anything out here stupid. I've been very thoughtful about what I've been doing. I care about my son's safety. I care about his girlfriend's safety. You think I'm going to go let him get thrown into prison when he's innocent? Not innocent. This ain't a matter of innocent. He was convicted of a crime, property crime, and he served his time. 5 men went to jail, including one rapist that never served a day. Unequal justice. And then he has to do double the amount of probation that everybody, or the community service that I'm sure everybody else did. And now they've issued a warrant. Have already kidnapped him once. Would you let somebody kidnap your son if he got released twice? If somebody kidnapped your son and he got let out and you knew they were going to kidnap him again, would you let somebody kidnap your son or daughter or brother or sister or mother? I don't care who it is. And I don't care who's trying to kidnap you. Are you going to allow that to happen? Well, I said to Lake County that I wouldn't, or Lane County, I will not allow you to kidnap him again. So I kept my word. Let's see if they'll keep theirs. They don't have any word. Nobody's called, guys. I make phone calls for years on this, and I don't get any calls back. I have enough evidence to make sure that at least almost every sheriff, to include the elected sheriff, should be put on, federal investigation. There's a lot more stories out here to be told. So I think they must be blocking, because you guys haven't said anything. So I think that you guys all probably have your piles of jizz, and I don't want to talk to you anymore. I know. You guys haven't said a word to me. Thanks for not saying anything. You guys sound like these fucking cops.